He's been on the political scene for nearly 20 years, first as a Labour MP and then as leader of the Respect Party, for whom he won a sensational by-election victory in Bradford West back in 2012. He lost that seat in the election this month, and now George Galloway has announced his next move. He will stand for Mayor of London. He joins me now in the studio. George Galloway, thanks for coming in this evening. Now, when I heard that you were standing for Mayor of London, I thought, when a door closes, somewhere a window opens. Why Mayor?
Well, I was in Parliament for almost 30 years, in fact. I was very much hoping that there would be a hung Parliament in which an individual member can make a difference. There wasn't a hung Parliament, and I wasn't re-elected. But I had expressed an interest in running for Mayor of London over the last couple of years. It became clear, and it's become abundantly clear in the last 24 hours, that there's a lot of support there. More than 13,000 people have already signed up to my campaign in less than 24 hours. I don't know what the email traffic is now, because people want a mayor who's a bit larger than life, an independent-minded person, not a creature of the party political machines. And that's true elsewhere in the world also. It's true in New York, it's true in Barcelona.
It has been true in London
Madrid.
in the shape of Boris Johnson, right? Are you sort of setting yourself up as the alternative Boris Johnson?
Well, there's only been two mayors, Ken Livingstone and Boris Johnson, and both of them fit that criteria that I just outlined. Neither was a party machine creature. Both were independent-minded people, personalities, with some leadership qualities. And the mainstream parties have to know that if they put forward mundane, mediocre candidates and hope to have the three cheeks of the same backside dominate the election, that they've got another think coming.
The potential Labour candidates it include a list of fairly powerful London politicians, people like Diane Abbott, David Lammy, who've represented London constituencies for years and years. Why are you better than they are?
Well, I don't think they'll be the Labour candidates. The thinking is that Dame Tessa Jowell will be the Labour candidate, the woman who said she'd throw herself under a bus for Tony Blair. So I think I won't have a lot of difficulty persuading traditional Labour voters that I'm more Labour than she is. A big supporter of the Iraq War, who proselytised around the capital in favour of that war, and is a dedicated Blairite. I don't think that Diane Abbott or David Lammy are at the races. It's between Tessa Jowell and Sadiq Khan, who was Ed Miliband's right-hand man until Ed Miliband fell off his horse just 3 weeks ago.
Do Londoners vote for a mayor on those kind of bases, though? Aren't they more looking at what you'd do for London? One of the things that you said you'd do is merge the Met Police and the City of London Police if you became mayor. What's the thinking behind that?
Well, the Metropolitan Police Service needs to be a London police force. Policing's not a service, it's a force. But it must be a force for all of London, including the whitest of collars. The City of London Police, which is supposed to police the square mile where all the banks and financiers hang out, might be good at catching pickpockets in Liverpool Street Station, but they were oblivious, it would appear, to the grand larceny involving hundreds of millions of pounds that went missing on their watch in the financial crash, the financial malfeasance and recklessness that was going on there. That's a big blemish on London's reputation and a cause of much divisiveness in London. You can't have a square mile where the 1% hang out, who are dripping in gold, whilst millions of ordinary Londoners are pushed further and further to the edge.
All right, George Galloway, thank you very much for coming in to talk to us this evening.